Hello. Uh, we're back in Orlando Ascended. After some really out of this world fuckery happened in the library, which became compromised due to some, well, actions that it was totally not our fault. We found ourselves with the three main protagonists of the library event, Cleia, Damian, and Octavia, who, after the event, decided to go to the Bones Club to get some booze juice in them to deal with whatever the fuck happened there.
Octavia has been talking shit the whole way, the whole walk.
Of
Just mad
course.
shit about Frost, mad shit about punk ass Magic, about how she's gonna get her motherfucking car back.
Well, Jessie has received a message from Clea that shit went down and they should meet at the Bones Club. So I guess we are now arriving at Club Bones. And I guess everyone can do an intro while I'm looking for my overlay. Yeah.
Um, fucking Octavia slams back some Hennessy and goes, "So I'm just gonna tell everyone right now, I would have whooped his ass. We would have whooped his ass. It would have been fine."
We don't know who he is, we don't know what he is. Um, and if the others didn't do the thing, I don't know if it would be a good idea to just go at it like unprepared.
I'm not saying it would have been a good idea. I am saying you would have won.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure I know that.
I
I've
th-
got listen.
Look,
After we get that cognac, I'll know that for sure.
overconfidence is what can get you killed real easily, okay? I know that fact.
And that's when Jess comes in the club with Jess, and he like waves at you.
Okay,
Oh,
does he have that fucking stuffed tiger on him? Please tell me he
No,
has a tiger.
fuck,
Fuck.
why would I have a stuffed tiger with me? That would be so weird.
That would be amazing.
oh, that's the little dude. He's my friend. Hey, come here. Shit
He,
happened.
yeah, he'll come to you and just, I guess, would probably just go to like the bar or something.
Okay, dude, like, did you hear what happened at the morgue?
No, I was just watching a movie with Jess.
Ah,
Why? We gotta use all those blockbuster tapes we rented because
or
you wouldn't want to
maybe you
watch it.
could rent
Oh,
them
you
when you
guys
want to
are
watch them.
blockbusters.
Yeah, we rented like a lot
What?
of them, but she wouldn't want to watch it with me, so I invited my friend who's supposed to be watching over me to watch them
This is
instead.
not your friend, man. This is your babysitter.
No, she's the friend. She was watching movies with me, and you wouldn't.
Babysitting.
Right, he's gonna wave at Jess. So, what happened?
Well, we did the autopsy and it was weird and well,
Do
that
you
body
think?
that we found, well,
Yeah.
he's not exactly 100% human per se. He's kind of like me, but not exactly. Like we think
Is
he's
he
a
Cyborg.
an android?
no. I'm not an android.
Cyborg.
What?
I'm yeah. Okay. He's what I think he is. I think he's a prototype hit mark.
Oh, what?
Oh, shit,
Hitmark.
guys.
Technocracy cyborgs, or sometimes also
So,
robots that do horrible things.
Yeah, it's an
so he's a
acronym. I don't
Terminator?
remember what it. Yes, exactly like the Terminator.
Did
I
did
don't
he
think
have an
Terminator.
exoskeleton?
It,
I,
it had an arm.
Actually, I don't think Terminators have like organic parts though, other than the skin.
Well, yeah, but look, this one he had a Terminator arm and some chip with a USB on his head, and then we played the USB, and it was a movie, and it was
So
from 1888, dude. It was
what?
yeah.
Is he
Creepy.
also a time traveler like you, Mr. Time
No.
Traveler, sir?
That would be Damien Wolf, and yeah, it's creepy. At least I can give you that info. I was born 1988, so
Wait, wouldn't
I
you?
don't like the coincidences.
Oh yeah, now
Okay.
that you're here, can I ask you a question? Are there any flying cars in the future? Like, do we like live on Mars and
Even
stuff,
if
or
that
like
was the
Hollow Knight's
case,
the
I
moon?
can't
Yeah, but
tell you.
can't answer that. It's not going to answer that.
Exactly, and
You want us to blow
you,
up or something, dude?
Why would we blow up though?
let me explain. Let me explain, dude. Mr. Wong, if I remember correctly.
You can call
Yes,
him
sir.
Dong.
What? Don't do that. Please don't call me Dong, sir. I'm
I won't.
sorry.
I won't. I won't. Anyway, Mr. Jesse Wong from the Hermetic Order. Um, the situation is as follows. Now that I have my memory back, I'm fully aware that if I give info out that could change the course of history, let's just say that higher powers will be very, very angry with me. And they
So,
would probably cause me to turn into a red mist and explode into 100 million pieces. I shudder to think what they would do with what is left of my soul. Probably unravel it and also have it go in the four winds. So for the future, if I say quad bike, know that that's a piece of information that I can't give.
Quad
As
bike?
much as I'd love to tell you, I have to say in this case, quad bike.
Okay, that's the weirdest safe
okay.
word I've ever heard.
Well,
But
what would
that's what
you?
makes
What,
it a good safe word.
because I don't ride,
Pineapples?
huh?
Pineapples?
I like pineapples.
But I eat pineapple, so that's a shit safe word.
Okay.
Yeah, quad bike is better.
Thank you.
Uh,
So that's like paradox that I've been learning about.
Yes, except in my case, it's like super paradox.
Okay.
It's
So,
probably what would happen if two different timelines were to basically just coincide without any of the separation guaranteed by the many worlds interpretation.
You
oh,
are very close to it.
so we can't ask you about the lottery ticket numbers. Oh well.
If you need help with the lottery, I am an entropy mage. So you need some good luck, I'm your man.
I have been taught never to do that on my entropy lessons. They told me that there's like a lot of people
Bullet, fix
watching
your
the
microphone, please.
there's a lot of people watching the lottery, and like apparently like you'll get taken if they like figure out you're rigging it with magic, from what my teacher has told me.
Oh well, there goes my idea of getting at least some money. I'm
Okay, sorry, let me stop you
penniless.
right there. Okay,
Ugh.
yeah, okay, I understand that, but what's with you people and being afraid of work? Just get a job.
And
I don't need to
how
work.
I studied to be an archaeologist, but that has happened, you know, and I can't
Okay.
show any credentials. Probably, if the police were to pick me up, they
Why
would
No, no,
don't
no,
probably
you
no.
not
just
find.
Wait, dude, listen. What year did you study?
isn't he like just
Just
14
stop,
years
dude,
old?
dude, stop. What year did you study?
Okay, assuming
Dude?
the year he was born, I'm assuming he probably started in 2006.
No, that's way too late. But it doesn't matter because you have the knowledge, right? And what is it that we do? I mean, I didn't have an ID card, but guess what? How did I get in here? And she'll flash an
You're-
ID card with a fake name on.
I would guess that you have used some of the spheres, one of them probably being matter.
But didn't you
Yes.
say the library was compromised?
Well, yeah, but we
Oh,
don't need
yeah,
to do
that
it in the
happened.
library. We can do it somewhere else. So,
But
what if you make your papers look like they're everything in order, so your credential
Ah,
will be fine? You
here
have the
is the
knowledge.
problem. Here is the problem. The spheres that I was gifted with, let's put it that way, are entropy, life, prime, and I have learned a certain level of mind.
Yes, but
I have no
others.
matter.
Yeah, but we can do it for you.
Hold on.
we
Wait a
can't
minute.
do it for him unless we get the machine.
Okay, wait a minute. Guys, why don't we just go down the street, hit up one of our people, and get hooked up with a fake ID?
It's very simple. Okay, maybe I can't do it all the way, but the blind chick can, and she's in your order, she's in your tradition or whatever. You can
Yes,
ask
I'm
her.
currently crushing on a sofa.
Like, yo, listen. Let me hit up some people. Like, we
No,
don't
dude,
need we
that's
don't
not
need prisoners. We
necessary.
need
We
some
have it.
Benjamins.
We have a person. Like we can tell the blind chick to make you the papers, and she'll do it.
Okay, my name is Octavia.
Uh, yeah.
Did you give
Yeah.
her a number yet, Lady
Yeah.
Octavia? I'm
Yeah.
Jesse, by the way. Hello, man.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? It's nice to meet you. Don't mind the spider webs. Those are
Yeah, she's number
Ah,
30. Uh, but yeah, like the blind chick can do that.
Octavia.
Why you keep screaming your name?
I think Cleia is referring to
Dahlia.
the Hierophant.
Dahlia,
Thank you,
yes,
Dahlia, the
yes,
Hierophant
yes,
of the Verbena. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
She can do
Can we
this
go
stuff.
with a name other than Black Chick then?
Are you blind?
I've never
I'm,
seen the Hierophant.
Why did you think I was talking about you? You're not blind, are you?
Oh my
are you
god.
blind?
Are you real?
I'm confused right now.
I'm
What is happening?
I'm also
Should I
confused. I
have
don't
just
know.
stayed home and watched more movies with Jessie?
I don't know, dude.
I'd kill to watch Godzilla 2000 right now. Never
You
got the
can.
chance as a kid.
Why'd you call it Godzilla 2000?
Uh, doesn't.
Quad
Quad bike.
I think it's a pretty shitty movie though. Godzilla dies at the end.
Why
Godzilla
Why?
can't
Why
die
did
at
you
the
spoil it
end.
Thank
for
you for
him?
spoiling it.
It's really terrible. Trust me.
Ah,
Just go
don't. You're
watch
being.
regular
See?
Japanese Godzilla.
See, now you're being a dong.
What? It is awful.
Come on, stop it. Are you high again? Oh, okay.
No.
So,
Yeah, I only do that
Octavia.
when you're there. Because you're the only one with the stuff.
Hey, you're not
Oh, you
supposed
could
to.
hook me up.
She
No,
bought it from
Dahlia
Dahlia.
can. Dahlia has the good shit. But,
Does she now? Oh my. Okay.
Well,
yeah, she's growing
m-
everything. But, yeah,
Miss,
Octavia, are you blind?
I've never seen this person. What are you talking about?
No, because I was saying the blind chick, and you kept calling your
Oh.
name.
Out of character. Does Cleia have your accent?
I
Out
Huh?
of character.
don't know.
Does Cleia have? Yeah, because I kept hearing Black Chick.
No. Oh my god, no, you wouldn't say that. Oh god. Dude,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what.
no, it's a blind chick.
Yeah.
Blind, damn it, blind.
great.
Okay,
But
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay,
there are
so,
people
okay.
who can set me up. That's
Yeah, okay,
good.
let's get back back on track here because I don't even
Yes.
remember where I
Sorry.
was. So, yeah, the dude was in the past, but not. He was a hit mark, but not. And then things got weird because the owner of the house. Oh, remember that name we were researching?
Jack the Ripper.
No, not that one, but that
Deacon
plays in
Frost.
too. No, no, no. The let me second. She will open the journal. Okay, William Downlow. William Downlow. That was the heat mark, right? From Pentex. Alex Cornwick, that guy who is Deacon Frost. We found out, and yeah, he was an archaeologist. Suspicious. She will
Oh,
look at
for
Damien.
fuck's sake. He really just says, oh, for fuck's sake.
Did you travel back in time and became a Terminator and like got killed by Jack the Ripper?
I
Jesse,
hope
shut
not.
the fuck
Yeah,
up.
that's a horrifying
Guys,
possibility.
guys, 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 come on. Like, I'm trying to get my shit in order here, and you're getting my shit out of order, and it's already pretty jumbled, so help me out here, okay? So he was an
What?
archaeologist, okay? And he bought the house. 1972, he bought the house, okay? And they went to an expedition in South America in 1981, and they found this knife, and the video from the hit mark. He went upstairs. We didn't go there yesterday, and it was this room, and there were glass coffins in there. Many of them were empty, and there were two that were not empty, and there were people in there. There was a chick, and there was a dude, and they had stuck knives in their chests, and these knives were the same fucking knives from that guy found in the expedition 1981. But the video in the house was in 1888, and it was in Whitechapel. Not here, there.
Time travel? Question mark.
No, we don't know yet. But
But
here's where things are getting weird. Because this dude, that Alex dude, well, his daughter died and then he went nuts. Then they found his wife dead at the river, floating there. And that's that, right? Like,
in
that's so.
Whitechapel?
No, here. And
Okay.
then another dude bought the house, but he said it was haunted or some shit. So now the city has the house, and apparently a demolition crew went in and they just ran out screaming because they were hearing voices and some such. So then, like a few days ago or something, there was a heist at the museum, and that very knife was in the museum because it was given there by the city. And that knife was stolen along with some diamonds and a Spanish doubloon or whatever you call those coiny thingies. Anyway, yeah. So that's that.
What?
And yeah, but here's the thing. Like, remember when we were at the place where I was supposed to be friendly or something, and people were being mean and whatnot? Well, I had something that supposed to be a memory, I think, but I don't know anymore.
What do you mean being mean? Like the park where someone called you a cunt?
No, they were making fun of my brain.
Oh, the church?
No, not the church, the other place before the church where we were given the second people.
And the
Okay.
Order of Hermes Sanctum.
Yes, yes, there. Okay, and I was supposed to be having this memory, but I don't think it's a memory anymore because it was like a flash, and then on the side there was a PDA in a backpack and it had an address. So I was pissed off because Marilyn was being mean to me, and so I left the morgue and I went to the library to research that address because I thought that it has something to do with my past that I don't know anything about, right? And when I looked up the address, it was weird because it was an image that was a road and there was like a farmhouse there. But then this image was wrong because it was old. And then I searched for a newer image and there was nothing there. It was destroyed, and it was different locations. It was Silent Hill in Pennsylvania, and everything was destroyed there. And then this dude appears in the middle of the street there and looking back at me, like eyeballing me, and he was coming closer and closer and closer and almost came out. And then I disconnected the thing because I don't know, maybe this dude would jump out, probably. And this guy was that Alex Cornwick guy, which is Deacon Frost now, apparently, because, yeah.
Wait, is this from the future, the past, the present?
I don't know.
Jesse is gonna stand up and he's gonna fiddle with your hair now, like touching your scalp and like trying to find the floppy disk slot or like a
What
USB.
are you doing? Stop, stop,
Um,
stop, stop, stop. Okay, and then I got a text message I got, and it said, "Why are you following me?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then and then fuck
Courtesy.
Damien took my phone, took the battery out, and then his phone rang, and
Correct.
yeah, and I don't know what was on the phone. You can tell him that.
Oh, and this so the same number was calling your phone, so I took the battery out. The same one called me. I took off. Was asking some male voice, probably Deacon Frost, was asking me to pass it on. Just saying, what was that? Ah, yeah, exactly. Pass it on to her, and me being the smartass that I am, I said, well, there are two females right now. Who do you mean? You know who you mean. At which point I had confirmation it was the stalker. So I also took the batteries out there. And then from there, things went dark. We were transported through some sort of correspondence to a safe room. On the way there, Deacon Frost showed up. I got to see his face, and this thing I can tell you guys. I don't know from where or when, but his face looked goddamn familiar to me. But I can't put my finger on it. But that has to mean something.
You met him
Well,
in the future?
now that you mention it, he did sound familiar. I don't remember, but I don't know where from. A bit out of character for Dr. Perkins. We're at the Bones Cafe. Maybe you can call one of us. Worried where we
I
are. At the Bone Bar, yeah. Bones Bar. I don't care if you're sleepy, you're gonna play with us.
and
Sheesh.
I don't out of character. Can I say he kind of that name reminds me of the villain from Blade?
He is the
You're
villain
not
from
the
Blade.
only one. It also heavily reminds me. They even had the same face claim. But back to
So
topic.
probably not. Yeah.
And the same name, so yeah. But anyway, I can't place it, but it's like there's something familiar about him, and I just don't know. And
What, you too?
it's just that like hitting the side of her head, like I don't know. There
Would
was
you
Jesse's gonna
like?
put a hand
Mhm.
on his chin and he goes, wait, does Jess know you have a cyborg heart? Like a machine heart? Or only Clea
no,
knows
Jesse
about it?
doesn't know.
I think it's
Yeah,
only
okay.
Clear currently.
Yeah, never mind then. Maybe he made you in your arm?
I
Or like you
dude,
guys are
please.
in the same facility?
I don't think
That
you should putting these kinds of ideas in my head when I'm already paranoid about things right now. But
would make sense. Maybe
no,
you were
no,
like a
no, not
Terminator too.
no.
That was sent.
It's something more recent. I feel, but yeah, I think I'm gonna terminate you if you keep at it.
Maybe it's like Goku, where he was supposed to destroy Earth, but like he got his head bumped, so he became a good guy
Now
from
there's a
Dragon Ball.
reference I recognize. Fellow anime fan, I take it.
What are you
Yeah,
people talking about?
it's 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 a
Okay,
show.
yeah, it's a show, I you always talk about shows. Do you even do anything else in your life apart from watching TV?
Read stuff. I read stuff like books and like comics.
I think what Clea's trying to say is that we should probably try to stay focused. I'm more than happy to talk about manga and anime with you later, but back to
What's
topic.
manga?
I'll explain it to you later.
Oh.
So, Clea, back on topic.
Mhm. I don't know what else to say.
So
Okay,
I was
so we
under the
managed.
impression that what my brain told me and what the other etherite tried to help me with, that it was kind of memories from my past, but now I'm not sure. Because I. But then I had this other flash in the library with the shooting thing. And I don't know who was the one shooting at me, but I know he was wearing a hat and a trench coat, and he was shooting at me in my chest, but I don't have a bullet there.
Could
um,
you describe the hat to me? You know, the dress. Did it seem like 20th century, 19th
I
century,
don't know. It
18th?
was blurry. It wasn't clear. It was very hazy. It was just a
Ah,
hat and trench
shit.
coat. That's all I can make out.
Hmm. Not a top hat by any chance.
But if this is something from the future, I don't like that. I don't want to be shot. I'm not finished with my enhancements. I really don't
if
want to be shot.
are you like going to be John Connor and like Arnold Schwarzenegger's gonna kill you?
You're trying my patience.
Why? So how did you guys meet Lady Octavia here? Is she also being tracked by the
Mm,
stalker dude?
no, she was in the library, which is suspicious, but anyway.
Why would it be suspicious if she's in the library? It's a library. You're there to read books.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't know.
That's like rude. I'm sorry for Clea's rudeness, ma'am.
You keep saying I'm rude. I'm not rude, I'm
Well,
cautious.
telling her she's really suspicious is like really rude.
I
At
didn't
least
say
like
I didn't say that. I said generally that was suspicious. Just a
it's a
coincident thing.
library. You're supposed to like be there to read stuff.
You're not helping, Jessie.
Why? Like um so did you guys trace the number? Like use magic or something to like figure out where he's calling from?
No.
That's what I suggested,
What?
but we decided to go safe.
Get closer to your microphone.
Oh, my bad. She'll say that's what I suggested, but that we decided to err onto the side of caution. We figured that maybe taking out the battery would prevent him from tracking us.
Yeah, the
But
thing is, I have this problem right now because I really want to find out what the fuck is happening.
Can't
And I'm
we like
keeping
find the
myself
dude?
from searching either the Deacon Frost name, because. But if he's like that Merlin dude that when you say his name he appears, I don't even want to talk about his name, let alone search for it.
Can't
But I
we
really
ask the
need to.
can we ask your like the bald guy that helped you with the glasses to like trace the number? I forgot his name. The guy we met at the church. Well,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I met at the church.
You met a
well,
guy at the church?
Not the vampire, like the guy you were talking to with like the sunglasses and he was like
That guy
bald.
wasn't at the church. That was at the other place.
well,
Was it?
Yeah, Darren was at the church, and the other dude, the dude that
Anyway,
looks
yeah,
like
the other
the.
dude. Can't you ask him for help?
I don't know who the other dude is.
But didn't he help you with like your mind problems and stuff and he knows a lot about
No,
technology?
that wasn't at the church.
Not the church guy, the guy in
Oh
the
yeah, let me
Order of
see. Oh,
Hermes thing.
18. Quentin. Yeah, this guy.
Yes,
Well, I don't
Quentin.
know. I don't know if he helped or made things worse, honestly, because I don't know if that was
I
a
mean,
memory
it
or
doesn't
whatever.
hurt to ask him. He's like the technology guy, isn't he? Because he's from your order.
Well, the dude at the morgue is too.
Why don't we ask him that as well?
Well, all right. Here's the problem. So tracking him mundanely is impossible. First of all, mostly because, well, we would have to get him on the line to properly trace the call, triangulate his position. It would take way too much time. But even with using correspondence, we would need something that had some kind of sympathetic tie to him. We could use Cleia herself, but we don't know how strong the connection she has to him at this point. The best thing
Wait, are
is
you saying
a
that I
body
have a
sample.
connection to this dude?
Mm, I'm hypothesizing that he cared so much about you. If we used you, we may be able to establish a tie to him.
Care
That's
is
a
not the word
hypothesis.
I'd use. He didn't
Are you
care,
like
he
his
wanted to
daughter?
kill me.
I don't
Maybe
know.
you're like a time
Well,
traveling daughter or whatever that died or
and
something.
you getting he was
Jesse.
I'm
dedicated.
sorry.
Fine. If care isn't the right word, then we'll go with dedicated. He was dedicated enough to track us down in a mage hideout and bold enough to try to attack it. Or at the very least threaten us. If
So,
failing that, we'll need something else.
if I
Something
am
of his.
understanding correctly, you want to use me as bait?
No. Alrighty. So, you know
Are we?
how have you ever tracked something in the wild? Neither have I. But you know how things leave footprints, right?
Raise his hand.
Evidence
Um,
that something has been there, something that leaves an imprint. The sympathetic tie is the imprint, and it can be anything. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be an object, it could be his bodily fluids. If
ew.
we get our hands on something, yeah, if we get our hands on something of that, we might be able to find a correspondence user and perhaps make some kind of deal with them to get to see his position.
Are you
Can we
saying?
use his dead body?
It may not have enough of a connection to him. We need something that has a connection to him. Normally, something that he cares about, or something that he hates passionately.
You just see Jess turning his head towards Clea.
I don't see what would make him hate me so much. I don't
And,
even know the dude.
okay, I'm just going to throw out Cleia was just a hypothesis. I have no way to know whether or not that's true. And honestly, I'd rather not bank on that.
Is this Alex dude the same guy as Deacon Frost, you said?
Yes.
Do you think he would hate me as well? Cause I kinda gave his name to the vampire dude that like takes souls, and he said he would like eat his soul,
Not
and I
close
kinda
enough.
gave his name.
Also, why are you making deals with vampires?
Cause we were, he looks at like Clea and Jason. Uh,
I don't think we did a deal with him. Did we?
yeah, cause he said he will give us the information about the murder house and Jack the Ripper if we gave him a name. So I like gave him the name of the dead guy, cause
Yeah,
he said
that was
everyone
a
would do.
deal.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
that's a deal.
okay. Yeah, but that was the good dude, right?
What?
Wasn't he the good
Uh,
dude?
He wasn't
sure.
a good dude. He wanted to eat our souls, and he like summoned 6 billion
Oh
spiders.
yeah, the Batman dude. Yeah, sorry, I thought he was a
Yeah,
good dude that I
That
charged
guy
up.
was,
Yeah,
even for kindred
yeah,
standards,
yeah.
he
I'm
was
he
pretty
sorry.
bad.
Yeah, I'm
he like
Well,
sorry.
mind
Yeah.
raped him. He like without Dali, we would probably been like
Oh
Scott
no,
Pistol
I
or
would have
something.
let him go
Thank you
there.
for
Uh,
reminding me.
yeah. Sorry about that. But I had an idea that it's a bit morbid
let's hear it.
because the sympathetic connection with me is not that strong.
Be right back.
However, great fucking timing, Bullet, you motherfucker. Damn it. Well, think about his life. What was the event that affected him the most? It was when his daughter died. What if we went and found his daughter's body and
Ooh.
do something?
It doesn't have to be the body exactly. That would be an extremely strong thing.
What
Maybe
if it,
one of her toys. That would
But
be definitely
How
less
how are we
desecrating.
gonna find the
that's
toys from so far back in time?
one of her
what
toys,
about the
maybe a
knife?
picture.
Well,
What
the
about the knife?
knife has been stolen, and I don't know if we can recover it or when or where. The easiest thing to find would be the body of the daughter. And I'm
In
sure,
Whitechapel.
well, no, here. Ah,
Oh,
Do
you're
okay.
more confused than me lately. What's going on with you? Oh my
I don't
god,
know.
are you in love?
No. What?
I don't know, man. You're acting weird.
you,
Oi, stay on
that,
task, Widogast.
right. So you think it's easier to find this woman's body, correct? Do you know her name?
Yes, we know
What?
the father's name, so it's going to be easy to find the name. We know that the daughter died. We know that the wife died. Probably he killed her. That's my theory, but
So
anyway.
his old name was Alex, right? Do we have a surname?
Alex Cornwick, yes.
Cornwick. So we need a list of Cornwicks, female Cornwicks that have died.
Well, it's easier than that because we know that he purchased this house in 1972.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we go to like a
And
super
he
mundane
was
library?
and he was an archaeologist. Yeah, we
I
can find
mean,
it in the records for the city easily, I believe.
obituaries. Maybe there's something on a funeral or something.
Mhm. I
If
mean,
he was. Yeah.
they keep records from newspapers in normal libraries, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe non-digital form.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Good, cuz I don't want to take another chance with interneting this thing.
We don't have time for dial-up anyway.
I mean, why don't we just like use you as bait in like a Word of Hermes area with like Professor Xavier right next to us, and he could
Let
just whip the dude's ass.
let
Um,
not
no,
let's
thank
not
you.
do that. I'm not. The one hypothesis I brought up was just that. Again, we shouldn't bank on that, and I'd rather not risk a mage's life to bring down a relatively unknown target that we could
Well,
possibly still parlay with. To be completely honest.
I don't know. I get really bad vibes from that dude. And
Oh yeah, I agree. If he
here's
steps
the
on a line,
thing.
and if we're not able to be reasoned with,
Okay,
we bring
oh,
him down with
there is
excessive force.
something that we have been ignoring, though.
Which is,
I think I can. I think there's a connection. You remember when we heard the transmission with
the
32268?
voices, the voices.
Yes. We never searched for these people.
He pulls out a notepad. I think I wrote the
I
name
wrote them
somewhere.
down. Jessica Hartman, Adam Hartman, 32268. But the only thing I
Yes.
found about the number was the abandoned house and the casino and the radio station, and I didn't follow up with the names. And oh shit. Maybe this is where the connection is. Maybe this has something to do with this dude.
There's
Oh,
only one
Why
way
is
to
there
find
so
out.
many Jess?
like seriously, that's
I
all you
guess.
think about.
What? Uh, Should we go to the library and like look for names?
I think we should present this idea of ours to the adults first.
But we are. He looks at the time traveler, but he is an adult.
Yeah, he just arrived here
That's
through
deja vu.
who
Deja
knows
vu.
where.
Okay. No, but
But
right now we have a lot of running ideas, and running ideas are good. But if we're going to actually present something to our higher ups, we need more things to back it up other
A
than
solid
maybe
battle plan, for example.
I mean, it is pretty
that
solid.
too.
We find the body, we exhume it, we wait for the dude to come and be pissed, we punch him in the face, we restrain him, we ask him what the fuck he wants.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
as much shit as I was talking, it's gonna take more than that to bring down a dedicated mage like that.
Where there's a lot of us in this city, you know? I've already have like 30 names written down, and that's not even half of them. There's a
Yes,
lot of mages in
but
this city.
they're not all going to come to bring down one person. We don't actually know how much firepower this guy has. We know he's got enough
He's
forces to be able to intercept phone calls and cause blackouts.
he's one guy though. We have many guys.
She's gonna look over to
Then there are the
Damian Matt.
vampires.
About how much do numbers really matter when it comes to combat with other mages?
Who are you directing that question to?
Damian. She figures a future person seen some shit.
Oh, well, let's. First of all, if we are dealing with Nefundi, I would say at least 10 average mages of the middling sphere strength. You know, from, let's say, from 5 tiers, you should have at least 10 3-tier mages. If you are dealing with outsiders, get every mage, reasonable vampire, changeling if you can get your hands on them, and
Oh, we'll
definitely
have the
don't forget
troll.
to get Garu, because if you're dealing with somebody who's possessed by an outsider, that's trouble. That's big trouble.
What?
A guy like him, I mean, from the little we know, as you pointed out, we don't know what spheres he has control over, for sure.
What's an outsider?
We don't
Well,
know.
from what I can gather, he probably has some correspondence there.
Correspondence, I wouldn't be surprised if he either had forces to cause the blackout, or, which wouldn't be good, if he had entropy, because I can do a similar effect.
Yeah. There's also the fact that this guy had enough confidence to just rock into that library with his cock out.
Yeah, that was, as far as I understood, that was a warded library. That wasn't a mundane library. So that person being able to disturb the prime there and actually be able to get through, that already speaks of a reasonably powerful mage, either on my level or maybe even above.
Or maybe there was just some hole in the security and he had found it and he just used it.
A lot of a lot of what ifs, that's for sure. And
Yeah,
he
what's for
is.
sure is that we have to talk to, people, adult people, more adult than us, I guess.
How about we just use the words higher ups?
Yes.
Because
Why
I'm
don't
too
we
I
do
old
that?
look,
to be called a not adult.
I don't like the whole hierarchical thing that's going on. It's just feels weird. I don't know.
I would highly suggest we speak to Professor Xavier or his assistant at least.
It can't hurt to get advice from more experienced mages. Doesn't
Yeah.
automatically mean that we have to go and lick their boots, but it surely is a good idea to get some advice. Who knows? Maybe someone in the city has already dealt with this deconfrost before. Maybe.
Wait. Didn't the Mr. Demon guy dealt with the house before? What if he knows something about Mr. Deacon?
Well,
Like,
he was there when this happened.
so he doesn't know anything, Mr. Terran?
Uh, well, no, I don't think so. I don't think he knows who that guy is.
But isn't
But
he the guy who told us about the house?
no, what he told me is that he had briefly investigated the house and that it's bad news.
Okay.
Well, let's look at the facts. This Deacon Frost guy is obviously after you, Cleia. We can't yet assess if he's after any other mages. The reason I'm helping is very simple. You're a mage. You're one of us, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I can, yeah, because we can't just go to the normal police and ask for help. That's why I'm helping you out, because I would hope that in a similar situation you would do the same. So you have my aid, unequivocally. But I can't guarantee that any other of the Verbena would be willing to lift a finger, because they would probably think, well, why should that be our problem?
Well,
I definitely know Mr. Xavier would help because he's the one who sent us to find out about this problem in the first place.
it wasn't my fault though. Like, I was just doing research about something completely unrelated, apparently. But oh god, mm, how do I always end up in such shit situations? It's like trouble is after me.
This wouldn't have
Fate is
happened
a
if you just
bitch.
stayed in the house
Like
and watched.
seriously, first is like, uh, first is the casino and the numbers, then it's the vampires, then it's the other vampires, then it's the werewolves, now this. Ah, too many crap.
I can empathize, and he very gently puts his hand on your uh, on your biological shoulder.
It's weird.
And he takes the hand off again. Sorry, just wanted to console you, but
No, I
fair
wasn't talking
enough.
about you. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the situation in general. I mean, your situation is weird too. Like,
Oh, it is. He laughs.
I don't know
He
how you cope, honestly, because I'm not coping with my shit.
um I cope like everyone else. I'm also just a guy who puts his pants on one trouser leg at a time. How do I eat the elephants that come across my way? One piece at a time. I try to focus on what I know. I try not to let myself get overwhelmed. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, but let's just say I've been through so much shit that I really don't want to diminish that, because it is a problem. It is a serious problem that is following you, but I've already dealt with crazier shit. I think I'm just used to it by now.
Well, that's a bit comforting, to be honest. I
So
just
the
don't
plan,
know if I've been through any shit, because I don't remember fucking anything.
Would you
so
like me to have a look at your mind? I am at least no longer a novice at the
Mm,
mind sphere.
I don't think that would be a good idea at the moment.
As you wish.
Like, we tried that at the sanctum, and look at what that lead us.
If you want, I could see if there is a curse upon you. Maybe
I
that's a
mean,
reason why
I'm
shit is following you.
I'm pretty sure that the dude with the glasses would have seen that. I guess. Or
Who was the dude with the glasses?
uh,
Quentin,
yeah, Quentin.
he's like higher up from her order.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's helping me with the memories or something. But
Nothing against the Order of Hermes, but I wasn't aware that they had a strong
He's
specialization in
not
entropy.
not the
from the
hermit
order of Hermes.
Of which
There
order is he then?
from the
there are
Society
sects
of
of them that
Ether.
specialize in the sphere's use.
Good to know. Thank you.
Society of
So
Ether.
Ah, okay, fair enough. I would have
shall
personally expected a Euthanatos, but that's okay.
Do I look like a Euthanatos?
No, but the person doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're getting off topic again.
shall we make a plan then? Like
Yes.
first go talk to someone that is
Well,
like have a super knowledge of magic, like
I
maybe
can.
Mr. Iroh or like Professor Xavier,
I think
and
I.
like
But look, the Auburn dude that's following me. Well, he's somewhere close, I assume, outside. Well, he's like a bit Euthanatos, so maybe we can tell him about the dead girl. Maybe he knows more about dead stuff since he's into dead stuff.
The Euthanatos have a strong connection with the spirits,
maybe
but also entropy itself, so and
we
the
can
wheel.
ask Claire. I know you don't like Claire, but
Why
isn't
would
she
we
like
ask
super into dead
Claire?
stuff?
Yeah, but Claire isn't here. Auburn is somewhere outside and will probably appear at some point, I'm expecting. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe he's already here and just hiding, he's weird like that. But he's cool, at least he gives me space. I mean, Claire's okay, I guess.
Didn't he tell us that space is an illusion? Anyway, we can ask him or Claire if we ever see any of them, or if he ever shows up. What do you think, Lady Octavia, ma'am? Do you think
Going
that would
back
be a
to
good
advice
plan?
from our higher ups is definitely a good idea. However, admittedly, Octavia smiles. I'd like to see a little bit more of this web.
Which web are you referring to? I mean, there are
All of
many webs around you.
Like
all of
the
it.
internet?
I'm
I suppose I'm just trying
confused.
to work out what are we trying to use entropy for? Like, what's that accomplishing in this case? Because we're trying to find a connection that can let us basically find a weakness for Alex, right? Or do I have that wrong?
Well, I'm pretty sure the connection is there when it comes to that girl. I I assume, since that's what broke his brain.
Then the chances are pretty good that the fate strings are still connected to him.
So, what you need entropy for is to confirm that connection.
Correct.
Okay. No, that seems like I'm not sure if we need necessarily a higher up mage for that. Damien, you yourself said you have.
I
Well,
I am in the third rank of 5 when it comes to entropy,
to be
so
fair,
I can perceive it. I can manipulate it to a certain extent. I can cause it to bundle up, or in certain cases, I'm even able to cut it.
Well, this.
yeah, but I don't know. I understand that it's better to like ask forgiveness than permission, but in things like that, I think it's better if we ask first before we do anything that might cause things, because shit has been happening around here a lot,
Yeah,
and
the
and I'm somehow in the center of it every time, and it's just let's don't. Uh,
I actually know how you feel on that note, at least
Good.
somewhat. The only reason I say we go and confirm this connection first is that, well, it would be much better if we went to our superiors with something
Well, if not
rather
anything
than just an idea.
else, we'll have his DNA or part of it.
Not quite the same thing for the purposes of magic use and establishing sympathy. But
Maybe we can ask for his soul from the vampire guy.
yeah,
Maybe
let's
he'll
not
give
do
it to
that.
us.
But
Let's
If
that
you
please
said,
not do
think
that.
that I'm
if not,
stepping into that house again so soon, you're out of your fucking mind.
The butler was nice. He made a sandwich, and it was
Yeah,
really
but
good.
if we go in, we don't know if we can go out. You heard the vampire. He said he was there for like a million years or whatever. No,
And that was
Jesse.
one powerful kindred.
I don't know why you keep calling it that. Is that a quad bike moment?
No, that's what they like to be called. Apparently,
Oh,
vampire is
oh,
not
oh,
the right term.
sorry, I'm so used to using their own terminology that I almost forgot.
Yeah,
The
apparently.
he was a very strong vampire. I am not somebody who is easily enthralled in the mind.
Yeah, she's gonna look at Jessie and say, "I heard you mention that you were a member of the Order of Hermes as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, him and
I,
the doctor
as a
too.
fellow member, I would advise against things such as making deals with vampires to take other people's souls.
Oh, it's okay. It wasn't a Tremere. I don't think
Yeah,
are
so.
you,
I'm just gonna advise
There
him
are worse things
medic.
out there than Tremere.
I'm pretty sure he killed a Tremere though. Cause like, wait, no, the Tremere there came out from that house, and like a guy like killed him, and Clea
Oh
saw it,
yeah,
and
the
like he turned
grumpy
into
dude.
ash.
Yeah, the grumpy dude killed him with
Yeah,
an air
a guy
spike or
called her a
something.
cunt, but he like killed the Tremere.
You don't need to remind me that, okay? He was grumpy.
Well,
So,
okay. Let's see. For getting more information is necessary because if any of us want to go to any of our superiors and basically ask for help and some more guidance on it, we'll look like bloody fools if we don't have anything we can show on
No,
it.
man, we don't look like fools. Like, okay. One moment.
I mean, they already know
No, that
that guy
Natalie chick was there. Taryn was there, and Auburn
is
was there.
Matthias also there. Doesn't he like work there as well?
No, why would the troll be there? He was with
Cause he works there. Oh right, he's
that was
Dahlia
no, he was with
thing.
Dahlia at the morgue.
Yeah,
I left the morgue because Marilyn was being mean, and I left and I went to the library. I told you that.
right. Was
So
the ghoul lady there as well?
no, it was only us three, and then it was Natalie there. I didn't know her, but she's cool, I guess. She's really pretty. And then Taryn was there, and then we
Well,
went.
there you go. Witnesses that
Yeah,
this
so
guy
we
is
have
after you.
things like, you know, these are kind of higher ups, aren't they? Like, okay, I think Rose probably is in the. Uh, well, I don't remember which traditions he's on, but, well, I
Um,
don't know if I know. But
would that be Miss Redwood by any chance?
no, no, the lady at the
Okay,
library.
other person. Got it.
You were there, dude. You don't remember her? The pretty lady from the library that opened the door and we went to her living room that we were there before we came here?
I was a bit more concentrated on keeping my eyes on the guy who was stalking us. Sorry, that must have slipped my mind.
Okay, that's weird. Like how? Like yeah. Okay. Anyway, but she was there, and I guess she's part of the library too. And Taryn is, and then Auburn was coming there, and I think he's a higher up, maybe. I guess since he's
Isn't
supposed to babysit me.
Natalie like Professor Xavier's assistant?
Oh, that's where I knew her from. Yes. See, so she's a higher up. So she was
And
there.
Professor Xavier said that if we ever need anything to tell Natalie and like to have her tell him if it's really dire.
Well, this seems dire enough, and this Professor Xavier type seems like a good place to start.
He's the head of the Order of Hermes in Orlando.
There, okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
he's
There
cool.
we go. The main thing is that we decide on a course of action and stick to it.
All
So
right.
tell Nat, Professor Xavier, and then search the names in the library and like find the dead body and like
Yes.
uh
Yes,
bring it from
without the
there.
like, let's just do
We
it.
should say it to Auburn too. No, no, no. We'll have to tell them first. I'm not doing anything. I'm done doing
Yeah,
things like that. Like. I shouldn't have gone to the library by myself. I think.
Okay. So Octavia will exhale a bit, kind of recenter herself, and say, "Okay, because this is, like you said, you are the center of this. I'm willing to defer to you on it. We'll go and talk to them first, but we need to make sure this gets done quickly. If we get tied up in, if we just get too tied up in our higher ups and all the bureaucracy, the situation may just aggravate because we've been inactive.
Oh
So I
no,
would
it'll
like
be
this done soon.
fast. We'll just
it should
yeah. We'll just
it
go
should be
So
there in the
fine.
morning, I guess.
that said, it's going to be done soon, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Professor Xavier and like everyone in Orlando don't really dilly dally. They like do things when they need to be done.
Good, they like to get shit done, and they like to get shit done quickly. Excellent.
All right.
So shall we go to the Order of Hermes?
It's
Yes.
after
Go.
midnight, guys. We can do this tomorrow. I'm really tired.
Okay.
But I'll talk with Auburn about it, I guess, on the way back.
Uh,
I think.
Jesse, I'll need to meet up with our pirates either way. I've only just come into the city, so
Oh, hi.
Well,
You're probably my senior though. So hi.
we can meet at the order then in the morning then.
Yeah. Do
Okay.
you guys need a lift? I can drive you guys somewhere.
Um, yes, please. And
yeah,
he gives you the address of Dahlia's home place.
I need to
Um,
get my bike.
We
which is
can
at
get
the
your bike.
library.
Sorry?
I can't get my bike.
We can get your bike after we like give them a lift.
It's at the library.
No, we can just
I
like
don't want to
get
go
there and
by
then
there.
zoom out. We could also ask your like guardian to like teleport it to the garage
I don't
because
think it
isn't he
works
like
that
always
way.
teleporting everywhere?
No, he's not teleporting. Is he?
Well, he did say distance is an illusion.
Well, just take me home, okay? And I'll see what.
We'll figure it out tomorrow after we ask Professor Xavier. And yeah,
Yeah, just let's go home because I'm really tired.
yeah. No, on the bright side, I finally get you in my car.
Shut up.
I guess we can end it there.
Yeah, give me a second to. Unless there are any final declarations by anyone.
only that Damien will be trying to get contact details of Octavia and offer his contact details. If you're ever in need of an archaeologist
Oh yeah,
or just anything. Oh, actually, come to think of it, and he just copies his new telephone number and gives it to everyone. here so that you can contact me. And as he does that, he puts the battery back in the cell phone.
Just like throw away the SIM card, maybe.
Yeah, Octavia gives her number to, well, whoever amongst this group wants it.
Yeah, nice.
I think we'll all take
Jesse will
it.
take it. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll all take it.
Jesse is gonna offer to pay for Damien's fake, I guess, identification papers if he really needs to get that shit to get a job or something.
Well, we'll, we'll, we'll,
In
we'll,
exchange
we
for
can
him
ask
being taught how to
Dahlia.
do stuff.
We can ask Dahlia to make the
Yes.
papers, actually.
Yeah, either, yes. That is something. He'll simply say the sooner he can get a fresh identity, the sooner he can get working, and the sooner he'll also be more useful.
It's really too bad that the library got compromised because there's a machine there that can make it for you really fast. You just need to at least know the basics of matter and it'll automatically
Dahlia
do
can
it for
do
you.
it.
That is the next sphere I'll be working towards, matter, because once I've got that, I've got enough prime that I could start creating armor and weapons and trinkets.
Anyway,
But that's it. Yeah, and of course there is a big, thank you for driving him, thank you for the help, everyone, and yeah, wishes everyone good luck, and that's it from my side.
okay, so unless there's anything else, I think we can end our scene. Thank you, players, for playing, and thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene of Orlando Ascended. See you all next time.